First time I met Mary was back when I was 16, I think it was, or 15, I'm not even sure.
The first time I met Jeff was at my granny's house when we were having dessert with his family and my family.
The reason I was told I was going is because Taylor, her brother, looked like me, and her grandma thought that we were going to be really good friends and that we'd get along. And so I was just hanging out with Taylor. Me and him, we played ping pong and shot basketballs and stuff, and Mary was just sitting by the side talking to one of her friends that lived next door. And even though I didn't talk to Mary, it was like we were both like kind of just looking at each other and stuff. And after that night, I went home and I called my friends after and was like, wow, I met one of the most gorgeous girls.
The moment I saw Jeff, well, I thought he was super cute because his nieces and Haley and McKay were there and he just kept playing with them, and I just thought it was so cute, but it was kind of hard to talk to him because my older brother was kind of in the way the whole time.
My first impression of Mary was really the first time I saw her, I just thought, dang, that girl is really cute. Wish she lived in Logan. First date we went on, so after all these summers of our dessert nights, we would, trying to even think, so maybe the third time that she came up, the first two times we just hung out as families, and this year Taylor didn't come up this time, and so me and her, we started hanging out that night. We went over for dessert and we just talked that night, and Lizzie and everyone was there, and we just kind of all hung out, me and her, Lizzie and Sam. And then 2 days later, or the next day, she messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, come over to my house, we're gonna play games tonight. And to be honest, I thought she was joking, so I didn't go. And so the next day I messaged her back, and I thought she was kidding, so I didn't really say anything.
First date was it was kind of like a Facebook thing that we kept going back and forth.
The next day I asked her if she would like to go on a date. She might dispute that and say that she asked me, but pretty sure I asked her to go on that date that night. It was probably the best date I've ever been on. Before, I was really nervous.
We decided he would come and pick me up, and he even remembers what I was wearing, which is pretty crazy, but I was wearing a purple shirt and a gray skirt. And anyways, he picked me up, and then we went to the miniature golf place, and we tied, but we kept like saying each other won, like we kept fighting about that, whatever.
We went and played mini golf, and we actually tied that day, and it's kind of a joke that we have now to this day.
We went on a bike ride that night, and then we went to Charlie's, and then we kept like joking the whole time about if we should like kiss on the A, because I thought it was crazy how people have like True Aggie or True Grizz or whatever.
So that whole night we were just having fun, and we were kind of joking about this thing called True Aggie, and she was asking me about it, and I said I'd never been one or anything, and she was just kind of kidding, and I thought she was just joking. And so the whole night we were riding bikes and stuff. She's like, oh, let's go to the True Aggie, and I just thought she was kidding, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's like really, and then I would say it, and then she'd be like, oh yeah, like laugh about it. And then when we were done with our bike ride, I went to take her home, and she's like, well, aren't we gonna go to the A for the True Aggie? And I was laughing like, okay, well, I'll get you home on time.
And then I was already past curfew, but we still went to the A and had a little bit longer than a kid.
And so we went to the A, and I guess she wasn't even in college at that time, but we became True Aggies on our first date. So when did I know Mary was the one? So I don't know if I did after that first date. It's hard to tell, but after that night I got home and I just laid on my parents' floor and just thought to myself like, wow, that was awesome. And I told my parents, both of them, just how much fun I had and just how much I loved it. And that night we texted each other and stuff, and I was up to like 4 or 5 just thinking about how much I liked her, and it was just weird. It was different than any other girl or anything, and that night I was just like, man, like something could work out, which was weird because she lived 10, 12 hours away, and so I don't know why I thought that, then they came up again a couple months later. Hung out with her for about a week, and then I didn't see her again until I went on my mission. And the night before my mission, I said bye to people, but I didn't really want to say bye to her because I didn't know if I'd ever really talk to her again, but I thought I would, so I still get crap from her for this, but I just texted her the night before and said, see you later, I'll write you or whatever, but I didn't really want to say bye because I was hoping I'd still talk to her again when I got home. And so we wrote for 2 years, and the closer I got home, I was like, man, that's the girl that I want to go for when I get home. And after I got home, it was probably this last summer, about a year ago, and I liked her ever since I've been home and everything, and I just thought, she's the one for me.
I knew Jeff was, well, there were many times when I knew he was the one, but one time was when I had just been on lots of dates, and I was driving home in the car, and I was just thinking, Jeff knows me better than anyone else, he treats me better than anyone I've ever dated, and I feel most comfortable and at ease and peaceful when I'm with him. So I was like, screw all the other guys, I'm going back to Jeff.
First time I told her I loved her. It's kind of a funny story actually. So it was about my last week of my mission, and I had a letter that I was going to write to her. We'd written quite a bit, but not like every week. We weren't really waiting or anything like that. It was just write to her and see what happens when I got home. But there was, it was about a month before I got home, I started writing a letter to her, and I just told her how much I liked her and everything, and that even after these 2 years, and even not even really knowing her that well, that I liked her a lot. But I started writing it, and then I thought, no, that she'll think it's weird. Stopped for about a week, started writing it again, stopped again, and I was like, I don't know, I just don't know if I can write this. And then about a week or two before I got home, I was like, I don't care what happens, I'm just going to send it. So I sent it to her, she got it, and she sent me an email or a letter, I can't remember what it was, but she told me that she felt the same way and everything, and I was pretty stoked. And I was in the computer lab, or in the library for P-Day on the mission, and writing emails home. And I got that from her, and I just remember I stood up because I was so excited, and my companions, I told them about her and stuff, so they were all excited, and I was just super happy. And so I remember writing her an email and writing it and then backspacing and writing it again, and one of my companions tell her you love her, and I was like, no way. And he's like, just do it, you have nothing to lose. And so I guess the first time, I don't even remember this because I tried not to ever mention anything because I was pretty unsure about it, what she thought, but I guess that was the first email where I said it, and I was a bit shaky about it. But I guess the first time in person was after I got home, maybe 2 months after that, when we'd been talking and stuff, and when I went up to Oregon to see her and her family. I guess that's when I fell in love.
Okay, to be honest, the first time he said he loved me was right after he got back from his mission, and I didn't really know how I felt at that point, so I don't know if I said I loved you and kind of didn't know if I really did, or if I just didn't say it back. I can't really remember, but I knew I always loved him, but not to the point that we are now, but I can say I love him now.
Traits that drew me in, this is funny for a high school kid, I think I was a freshman, but when I first met her, one of the things that stood out to me then, which probably wouldn't stand out to me now, but usually when I was with a girl, I would just joke around and make fun and whatever, and just have fun. And usually girls would be like, oh, that you're rude, or just kidding, and they would just they wouldn't react to it, but they knew I was just joking and just laugh. But she was dishing it back, saying just pulling pranks on me and stuff. Even the first night, she was just telling me just funny things that she would just dish it back to me after I'd say something to her, and I really liked that a lot. But over the last couple of years, I think just how humble she is and how kind-hearted she is, and I just see how she is around kids and old people in her family and my family, and this perfect girl that I wanted, and everything stands out to me. She makes me smile and laugh, and couldn't think of anyone better. She is a spiritual girl. I remember being in Oregon when she gave a talk, and she always told me how much she hated talks, and she did great, and I know that she has a great testimony.
Okay, the traits about Jeff that drew me in is he's very patient and just like calm and easy like in the way that he like his manner or like the way he is just like super calm and low key, and I hate like high maintenance people, and he's just super easy and peaceful and makes me feel calm and at peace, and he's patient with me and never gets mad, which I could not take it if he had a temper. And one other thing is he's really good with kids. Like, he's just natural with them. Like, I would never have to teach him how to treat our kids. He just can play with them and love them, and he'll be a great father.
I think one of my favorite things is her OCD. Like, whenever she's walking, we're going to walk together, and she will have to like turn around and go step on a leaf, or like she doesn't even think about it. She'll just turn around and step on it, or get on the car. She'll undo her seatbelt 3 or 4 times before she can get out, or she'll turn around and make sure the door closes perfectly. And I don't know, she thinks it's weird, but I think it's pretty cute.
Okay, whenever we're just sitting there watching a movie or something, he makes this sound, and he just goes, like, it's like, he just like swallows extra hard, or he like, I don't know, I can't even describe it, but every time he does it, it's just funny, and I make fun of him. Okay, so Howie actually, he didn't ask my dad. He made an effort to ask both my mom and my dad, because I think my mom wanted to be asked too. But I think I was gone somewhere, running an errand with Lizzie, and everyone was gone in the house except for him, my mom, and my dad. So I mean, this is just what they tell me, I wasn't there, but he took them into the family room and just said why he loved me, and just his intentions of getting married. And I think my dad was bawling and my mom was bawling, and they said yes, of course.
When I went up to Oregon this last time for, I think it was the week after Christmas, and it's always something scary. You ask any guy and it's friends, but I was pretty nervous the first couple days there. I don't think I was acting myself, because I knew I had to ask him, but I was like, when am I going to do it? And I don't know if he knew I was going to do it, but there was times like where it'd just be me and him in the room, and like I feel like he thought I was going to ask him, and I would just be like, and I'd be scared, and I'd just like get up and leave, go to a different room, so I was so scared. And it probably took me 2 or 3 days, and I was just nervous as can be. And then one night, Mary said, I wasn't feeling that good that day, so I was just like went up to my room, was just like laying down in their house, and Mary came and told me that they were going to the grocery store, her and Lizzie, and I was like, okay, this has to be it. And so I went downstairs, and her dad and her mom were in the kitchen together, and I just went down there and asked them both, and they said yes, and I proposed. So kind of went along the first date idea that me and her had, and she knew it was coming. Like, I had her tell me what ring she wanted, but she didn't know when. And
I knew it was coming, he knew it was coming, my whole family knew it was coming that night, in fact, also because it was kind of like the only night I was going to be in Logan. So we all knew it was coming, but just didn't know how it was going to happen.
I set up a scavenger hunt that night, and it took me a while. I wrote up little, not poems, but like little memories that we had at different places.
We first went to Indian Food, and Indian Food was the first place that we went out to dinner, and the same server was there that served us on our first date. And so then Jeff went to the bathroom at the end, and he gave me a little card, and it said something like, I kept all the cards, but it said something like, from here on out, like, you're telling me where we're going and what's the next place, and you can drive, or if you really don't want to drive, I can drive. But So anyways, it was kind of like a scavenger hunt. So we went there, we went to my favorite ice cream place, the place that we first met, which is my granny's house. And there were just clues hidden and we had to find them. One was, anyways, there were just lots of places.
We went after my sister's house. I had my brother and his wife and my friends helping to set up the end where I was going to propose, and so I had to stall for a little while. So I put a blindfold on her so she didn't know where we were going, and we drove. And I went to my house for a sec because I still had time, so I just left her in the car for a sec while I ran in to grab something, and then we went to the A where we had our first kiss. And this night it was like I don't know, 2-3 degrees. It was freezing, and so and she was getting car sick with the blindfold on, and I was like, just hold on, we're almost there, just hold on. I kept asking her if she wanted to take it off, and she said no. So, and I had the ring box hidden in the top of my sock, in the long part of my sock, and pulled it out while I was taking her blindfold off, and then we walked, and we had candles and things lit up around the A.
And we ended up at the A, and I think it was -2-degree weather. And the rose, he had gotten me a rose, and it had turned black because it was so cold. And he just got on one knee and proposed.
Things I'm most excited for, probably to go to Aruba after our wedding. And I think to just live by her or with her, because we've always had such a distance between us. Either it's here to Hawaii, Australia to Oregon. Closest we've been is Logan to Provo, which has been 2 hours, which is good, but I think just to live with her. And
I'm most excited to marry Jeff because I feel like he already knows me inside and out, and just when I need help, he'll know how to help me in the exact tailored way for me, and he'll just be like a best friend every minute of the day.
Life with Mary in the future.
Living somewhere sunny, and he'll be making tons of money, and I think we'll have quite a few kids.
A big, happy family, good, happy family, and I don't know, wherever life takes us, but I know that we'll be happy wherever we are. But from what I can picture, I could be somewhere where it's warm and hot, and somewhere nice to be outside all day so she can go for runs and play outside.
We'll just be with our family all the time, like our immediate family, well, and our extended. And we're gonna take lots of vacations in the summer to our family's house.
So the reasons why I love you, Mary, there's a lot of them, and probably the most, after getting to know you all these years, it's just how humble you are, and how much you look for the needs of others other than yourself, and just how kind you are to everyone else. There's a lot of times where I've seen where you sacrifice what you're doing to go help someone else out, either letting them borrow your car, or going to see my grandma and grandpa, or going to see Opa, or anything like that. You always put aside time and to go and visit someone who's, I don't know, just so you can brighten their day. And that's something I've really seen. You always make me happy and make me smile, and there's a lot of memories I have where we can't stop laughing, and times where can't stop crying. And just everything about you I love, and just how strong you are in the church, and just how dedicated you are to everything you do. And I know how happy you make me, and I know that everyone in my family loves you, and even Addie, she says she likes you, she loves you, but she doesn't like me. And so, like Haley said today, I don't know if we're the right couple for Addie, but I know we are. And I just can't wait to spend forever with you. It's going to be a great time, and I just love you so much.
Hey Jeff, I love you so much, and thanks for just being with me through thick and thin this year, and dealing with my ups and downs, and Thanks for working so hard. Every day you're working, and thanks for making me feel so comfortable at your house and just teasing me. I love it when you tease me. And thanks for fitting into my family perfectly and being so strong in the gospel. I love you.
Oh yeah, look at that ring.
I'm still getting butterflies.
Mary, we can't believe you're getting married.
Oh, we're so happy for you. We love you and Jeff so much, and
You guys are the cutest, my favorite couple in the whole world.
seriously, and we wish we could be there, but we're there in spirit.
I wanted to make you this.
to make this video because your love story is so cute, and we just adore you so much and wish the best for you guys.
You guys are gonna just be the cutest little family and have the cutest kids, and all of our kids are gonna be best friends, and we're all gonna live next door to each other.
So get ready for it. We love you.
We love you so much.
Mwah.
Mwah.